Hi! Alright, so this is about water divination, part 1, because I'm experimenting with it. I just tried it this last weekend. It was in the waning moon, the time period between a full moon and a new moon, and so this is something that I don't want to do on a regular basis, and honestly, I think the most you really can do it if you're waiting for the right timing. Like, I was waiting for a moon in a water sign, so it was in Pisces after, in the waning phase of the moon, so after a full moon, before the next new moon. So it was in Pisces this past weekend, so I was able to do it. And again, yeah, because I prefer, if I'm only going to do it a certain amount of time, or like a limited frequency, I don't want to just do it. I want to make sure it's the best timing possible that's in sync with the practice of divination, water divination, period. So either way, yeah, I was like, the most I could ever do it is like once a month, and maybe not even then, because it's a new thing for me, and I'm just getting comfortable with it. It's like a meditative practice I found for my first time. But let me just explain to you what I did. I used, so sacred water is the preferred choice, and I took that seriously. So this past week, actually, well, it's like I use sacred water from a very, very powerful spring that I have that have like a strong connection with. So that's the water I used for this time. And then the same weekend, I was able to go get some more sacred water. Let me show you guys. I don't have and actually my first divination, I was charging the water in the sunshine, and it had rose quartz in it. And so I don't know if it made a difference or not, but I found it was a very loving. The message that came through for me over the weekend was a very loving message. So I'm like, maybe it was because of that. But either way, actually, where is that rose quartz? Here it is. I love this rose quartz. Love it. So that's the one that was kind of like in the water, infused into the water. So right the next day, the family and I went to a really amazing, another powerful place. It's an underground cave. Oh my gosh. Underground cave. It's a cave that happens to be underground, because where else do caves go? I guess it could be in the mountaintops. But yeah, this was a very deep underground cave, and it has a lake in there, and you can take a boat ride. That's how big it is, and it was absolutely amazing and cool. Like, where I live, there's tons of caves. I didn't even know until I was like a teenager. I was like, I didn't realize there's like so many caves around here. But with that said, there's a lake that's fed by like a spring of some kind. It's very high mineral, and so we snuck a jar of sacred cave lake water. But so anyway, this is what I'll be using the next time. So in the meantime, it's just gonna be charging in the sunshine, on my desk. But so what was recommended, this is totally my first time. There's not a lot of info on it. There's some YouTube videos on it, but I just thought, let me be totally frank with you guys and just tell you how my experience went. Here's my little bag. What did so they recommend, like, not a crazy big bowl that you're going to fill up with water, but, and I did this in the evening time. The moon was in Pisces. It was in the evening. We went out that evening before, but I didn't drink, like, no alcohol, like, no beer or anything like that. I wanted to stay very, like, for tarot readings, you want to stay very clear-headed. So I was very clear-headed and excited, but, let's see. So I'm pulling out all my things. So I made... so the bowl they recommend is like nothing, you don't want something crazy huge, because I did like the regular water divination, and I had a crystal in it. I had a quartz crystal in it, and I also at the end, so I did that first, and then at the end I did candle wax. I forgot what the technical term is, but candle wax in the water bowl. And that was really cool. That was fun. It was a good way to end it. I was like, let's just do it all. But I did, sage. Well, no, I didn't sage. I used Palo Santo. I'm a mess, sorry. Okay, so I used Palo Santo to clear the room. And then I cast a circle, my first time officially casting a circle, and it was quite fun and interesting, and it's like you got to start somewhere, right, for the first time. And I felt called, and I used these crystals. It was actually recommended for casting a circle to use like the elements, so like, you know, north, south, east, west are all corresponding to the elements, and to use a symbolic talisman of some sort for the element, but I did not have that, so I was like, it takes a lot of tools to do this, but I used quartz crystal with black tourmaline in it for those 4 points in the circle, and I felt that was nice. It was nice little markers, so I mean, obviously, do what you will. You don't necessarily need to even cast a circle, but when I was doing my tarot readings before, like, on preparation, it kind of like the tarot deck was like, yeah, you need a circle. So I was like, my tarot deck's telling me I need a circle. I'm going to make a circle. Also, if you do not do a circle, if you don't want to cast an energetic circle, you can do an actual circle of salt around you. So it doesn't hurt. It can't hurt if it just helps give an extra layer of protection and help you be able to relax and focus. So those were in the circle, and then I had these 2 quartz pieces. I felt called to use these on my table, and then I held on. I just held this in my hand while I just sat there like in the dark and relaxed. And I did have this. Did I have this? I think I had my mugwort on the table too, and I also had a beeswax candle burning. That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I had. And so I relaxed, and I did it for like almost, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. So, you know, try and relax, not force anything, not try to rush anything, just relax into it. And I did use, I don't know where it actually should be in here, but I don't see it. I used a little piece of quartz to, they said, like, if you don't want to just use a water bowl, you know, like a water bowl with like a black or blue lining, or the bowl is blue or black is recommended. It was purple was the bowl I used, which was in it still worked, but I used a quartz crystal, and I don't know where it is, but you don't have to have a crystal, but it's like recommended for like if you're a beginner, just to have something to focus on into the water, which helped. I thought it helped. And then I was holding this. So what happened for me while relaxing, it was in the dark, right? But I was like just sitting here holding this in the palm of my hand and looking into the water, and all of a sudden, like a bright circle of purple popped up in the water for me, and like it was like a very bright visual. It was a gorgeous shade of purple, and it was just there. And then I lost it, and I was like, ah! But I thought it was really cool. I was like, oh, it's something. So I was like, I was just totally open-minded for anything and whatever. It's like I didn't know, so it was like, it was nice to literally dip my toe in. So that's what happened. Oh, I also used rosemary essential oil. I just used it straight. It didn't bother my skin at all, but I've used this as my essential oil boost when I was doing this. And so at the end though, so I used where's my other one? But anyway, I used a beeswax candle and just let the wax droplets fall, and while that was going on, I was just like, let you guys know. It was kind of like, you're watching the way the wax droplets are coming together, and then at the end, you just just stay in one spot and just let it drip. Drip as long as you want, and then you can take that clump of wax when you're finished and look at it for more symbols. And so while I was dripping it, like the thought of, as we look at our lives, like all these pieces of our lives, all these situations, all these experiences and these moments, this like puzzle piece, like these puzzle pieces, they looks like a mess. It looks like a mess, but when you look at it from a bird's eye view, and just kind of be an observer and look down and see, you can see how it all comes together. So for maybe like from your childhood through your adulthood, you might not realize like what is the reasoning and the purpose for everything I've gone through. And it just seemed to me like when you look at it from a higher perspective, it makes sense. If you're in the weeds, you can't see the forest for the trees sort of situation. You just don't I just see a bunch of trees. What does this mean? If you go higher, go higher consciousness, high vibe with it, you can see the beauty of your life experiences and how they all come together, and then they'll make sense. So that was kind of like the message I got. Very, very cool. You know, nothing specific. I didn't really ask, I didn't go in with like the intention of like question. I just wanted to start getting a feel for how water divination feels to me. And then my wax talisman that came out was in the shape of an animal paw, and I had to Google and find out which one it was in the shape of a cat's paw. So I was like, I felt like it was a jaguar, so I'm taking on the jaguar as the what that was. But yeah, I was fascinating. It looked exactly like a cat's paw, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna pull out this lump of wax. How am I supposed to make anything out of it? But it's kind of like making things out of clouds, or you know, when you're looking up in the sky, you can see stuff in the clouds. It's sort of like that. Like it came out to look like something. So anyway, and then I closed, or like set my circle up, and then I opened the circle back up when I was finished, and thought that was interesting. That was cool, and it was very, very interesting. I was like, I'll do it again. So I'm going to continue to practice. I thought it was very fascinating seeing that really bright shade of purple in the dark. It was just like, whoa, very bright. So anyway, that was what I did. I don't know exactly how I would change it up. I might change up how I cast the circle the next time. I'll still do the candles. I'll probably still have a crystal in the bowl to have a focal point. If I can find that one crystal. I'm like, where's that quartz? Who knows? Who knows? And yeah, I enjoyed using the amethyst. It's funny, I was like holding this, and then this shade pops into the water randomly. But anyway, yeah, so there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed. So if anyone else is, if you practice water divination, because there's like no books on it, or hydromancy, I can't find any books on it, and there's YouTube videos, but I'm like, does anybody else know anything? So share the knowledge if you feel called to. So anyway, I'll keep you guys posted about water divination. It's very fun, it's very interesting, and I like the messages I got, this past weekend. So have a great day.